So hello and welcome back. It's been a very long time, far too long, but here we are, and as I think is probably self-explanatory, I haven't been able to get to Italy. I haven't been able to do anything in the house at the moment. The rule would be negative test before you leave, negative test when you arrive, register with the locals, 15 days non-negotiable quarantine, then another negative test, and there's no way I could really do that right now with work and other things. 2 weeks without being able to leave the house, so not being able to do anything. So it's still a waiting game. In the meanwhile, though, there is a new project, and I've just signed the paperwork and paid my money, and in return I got this, which is a very old Volkswagen key. And I'm going to take you down into the garage where it's parked. I shall go and pick it up with some friends on the weekend, and you'll be able to watch that. But for now, I'm just going to show you around the car and tell you the amazing story of how it came to be mine. So it's something else. Comment, tell me if you're enjoying this, if you like it or not, and I'll see what I can do. But obviously, we'll be back in Italy as soon as possible. So let's head to the car. Now, I've always been very skeptical of these YouTube barn find videos because I always think it's too good to be true. And yeah, okay, so this is not a multi-million pound find, but it's as close to a barn find as I think I'm ever going to find. And I was really, really excited about this. And in fact, everyone I've spoken to has been really excited about this too. So so this is the real thing. This is a real garage find. Admittedly, I didn't find it. It was advertised on the internet, and I just called the lady. But it's the real abandoned vehicle thing. Now the lights will keep turning off because they're on a timer, but here she is. 1988 Volkswagen Golf Rabbit, and she's been sat here on this parking spot without moving since 2007. That's when the last MOT or Austrian equivalent test ran out. She hasn't seen the light of day since, and she's perfect. Good clean, get her back on the road and have some fun. Now, I had almost this identical car when I was 19 in London. Obviously steering wheel on the other side. Original Blaupunkt stereo, 4-speed transmission, ash in the ashtray, the original Volkswagen book. It's all here, along with the cobwebs and a pretty awful smell, but this is it. We're going to try and make this perfect again. It shouldn't be too hard because it's a very, very good base. There's no rust in the corners. There's a couple of spots there, but that's nothing serious. A few scratches, obviously very flat tyres. The lights have gone. Let me put the lights back on. So there we go. Let me know in the comments what you think and what you think I should do to it. Okay, so there we go. You've seen the car. So here's the story. I saw it online. There was a picture, which I'll blend in now, and a little ad playing golf with a bit of dust on it, 120 something thousand kilometers, Mark II, Rabbit. And I thought, oh, why not just give them a call and have a look? And it turns out that this Golf belongs to an old lady who's owned it since the early 90s. It's second-hand, and she's in her late 60s now. And what happened was, in early 2007, her father died, so she moved across town to look after her mother and left the car in the car park, in the garage where it was just parked. She just parked it up, assuming that she'd take it out the next day. But there wasn't a parking space up at her mother's, so she was over there. And a few months went by, and then winter came, and there's snow here, and so she didn't drive it over the winter. And then she never drove it again. But until this afternoon, the car was taxed, insured, registered. The UAMTC, which is here the equivalent of the RAC or the Automobile Association, was paid up, and it was just ready to go for next time she thought she'd get it out, and eventually she realised she wasn't going to. So she put it up for sale, and I spent a long time talking to her and telling me about all the great things that she did with this car and how she used to travel about with her dog and do things. And she just didn't feel comfortable driving it anymore. So she wanted someone who was going to look after it, not someone who's just going to take it to pieces. And that's hopefully what we're going to do. So I'm not a mechanic, but then again, I'm not a plasterer, and I took on the house in Italy, so how hard can it be? I'm going to come back with some friends on the weekend, and we're going to put some air in the tyres, see if they'll hold air, and tow it to a garage that I can use just nearby, and then go through bit by bit. I've already been checking out the Haynes manual and looking at things one should do with a car that's been stood for, and it has now been pretty much 14 years. 14 years, you imagine 14 years of paying insurance, tax, and even that parking spot is rented until the end of the month. So 14 years of rent. It's amazing. But the car it's in such perfect condition. You can tell it was just parked up and was waiting to go again. So so that's the story. It's now mine, and we're going to try and make it look just like it did when it was new. So the first things first is put a battery on it so that we can have flashing blinkers when we drive it, tow it up to the office. I've been told, whatever you do, don't turn the key, don't try and turn the engine over yet, and we'll get more into the mechanics, I think, later on Sunday. I'll see how much I can film. I should hopefully be able to film quite a lot of getting it out into the daylight for the first time in 14 odd years, putting it in a garage, and then hopefully giving it a really good clean and seeing exactly what we've bought. So that's about it for today. There'll be more coming very soon over the next couple of days and over the next few weeks. If I get any updates on Italy, I'll update that as and when in the meanwhile. For now, I hope that this has piqued some of your interests, and that we can have a bit of fun doing this as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you like it, subscribe, tell other people, share, leave your comments below, because I'm going to make a lot of mistakes probably doing this, so any help is always welcome. And take care, be safe. What's that saying that they always say? Stay positive, test negative. So thank you very much, and bye bye for now.